All right, so we got another episode of the Foolin Around Podcast.
Love that.
Yeah, I got.
Am I allowed to talk, or should you do the opening?
Nah, you're allowed to talk.
Okay, gotcha.
But of course, I kind of tried to keep in sync with the name of the channel. So we got my old classmate, Mr. Eddie Holzman, with me today. Can you talk a little more about how we know each other?
Oh yeah, we went to Soquel High together. We're actually at Soquel High right now running.
Yep.
So yeah, gonna catch up on Wes's podcast.
Yeah, and I think I was telling him earlier, just because he often posts his opinions on Instagram, and he has his own thing on YouTube, which I'll of course link in the description. But he's definitely one of the people kind of outside my friend group that I thought would be interesting to interview.
Appreciate it, yeah.
So
always open to talk about anything, so.
Yeah, so real quick, can you tell everyone what you do for work and kind of what your prior experiences are in?
Okay. So I guess we'll start with the more immediate future. So in May 2020, graduated from San Diego State and with a degree in business admin management. And then I actually just got a job in August with this company known as Medtronic as an associate sales rep in the spine division. So in August, I actually moved to San Francisco and just started that job up. We're coming up on month 5, so I'm still a rookie, still learning the job, but I enjoy it. It's fun and cool.
Nice.
So.
All right, so main question, what do you think is a current issue out there in the world or just society that you think doesn't really get enough recognition, or you don't feel like it gets the necessary coverage in the news?
In the news? Okay. For me, the way this is going to be going down the rabbit hole a little bit, but
that's fine.
Because of social media and like the internet, you kind of get access to everything at once. So I think there's actually a little bit quote unquote too much going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's just like the news cycle is like so quick that like you can't really sit down and have a real discussion about anything. Yeah. So to me, actually, the thing that doesn't get enough discussion, is actually just like the values of things in general. So you kind of just get people like Republican, Democrat, liberal, conservative, and the extremes kind of just like yelling at each other. They're not really meeting in the middle to kind of get any empathy or understanding. So yeah, to me, the thing that's kind of lacking in the news is just a real discussion of values. So I think that's the way I see it.
Nice. All right, second question. What do you feel like is a current cause or issue that's more so close to you, but you'd like other people to know more about?
I mean, for me, I consider myself like somewhat apolitical. Like, there's like in my earlier, I'm 26 now, and like between like 18 and 20, I used to be about like causes and stuff. But I kind of realized it's just my own perspective that like it's just more pragmatic to focus on like your own self and like your own responsibilities. So like one of the things I think that like I focus on is like just trying to be the best quote unquote I can be, and it's not from like a selfish standpoint. It's just like the best way to kind of improve the world in my book is to kind of like your example and who you are kind of does that. And it's like the saying is you can't pour from an empty cup. It's kind of just like taking like focusing in on myself. And I think if everyone kind of did that, like did their own part and kind of developed like who they were, like that's the way you improve society, and not trying to like change with the people and stuff. Because like you can have well-intentioned ideas, but until you know like the details and what people have been through, you kind of really don't know. So to me, it's like more of a humble and pragmatic approach to kind of just like developing my own life type of thing. So,
maybe expand on that a little bit in terms of developing your own life. Is there something that you're doing right now that you're trying to develop?
I mean, like I just started out as a medical sales rep, and that's kind of like, it's an interesting job in some respects, but like for me, it's just like each day I'm trying to just like, before I even came here, I just kind of like worked out, I'm trying to like read interesting new stuff, like stay in touch with people from the past, like always trying to like develop relationships and stuff. Yeah. So kind of like those are like just those little things. If you just kind of focus on that, like I think they like, it's tired a little bit.
No, you're good.
Like doing that.
You can slow down a little bit.
Yeah, because doing those types of things kind of just like each day you make that progress. And if you look back over a few years, maybe you're farther than you really think you are. Yeah. So kind of just each day kind of expand my knowledge, get a little better, get a little fitter, get a little more wise in one form or another. You know? Yeah.
And last question, what would you say are your current goals or aspirations? They can either be immediate or for the year or till you die.
Today don't. New Year's was yesterday. I'm not big actually on the New Year's thing because I think at any moment you can kind of decide what like you want to do and be.
Totally agree.
But that's actually not a trivial thing because I'm still in that mode of like, what do I really truly want to do? Like, is this really is this path I just selected a few months ago really for me? Are there other things I want to kind of develop and pursue? But like, for me, like the job I currently have, like I'm gonna stay to the end of my contract. It's about 1.5 or 2 years, but like I've actually contemplated going to the Air Force, like maybe trying to become a pilot or doing something in regards to space or aerospace. So that's kind of what interested me. Just like we were talking before we got on camera, like I just made this video in regards to like the scaling of large numbers, and it kind of talks about like the universe, like starting at 1, going all the way up to like billions, trillions, quadrillions, and kind of putting in the context of like stars and stuff. So for me, I'm kind of just like pursuing the things that I think are interesting. I think like I'm really not sure, but like I'm just kind of like going on your gut and your instinct about what you're really passionate about, type of thing. So yeah.
No, nice. But yeah, thanks for letting me interview you.
Dude, anytime.
And that'll be the end of this podcast for today. Okay. All right.
Sounds good.
See y'all later.
Peace all. I'll see you later.
All right, looks like it's going.
Yeah, you going in? All right.
Yeah. All right, so I guess for this,
we're gonna flip the script, and I'm gonna ask Wes similar questions.
Yeah.
So, like, what have you been up to lately? How have you been, and kind of how's that? Like, just kind of catch up, because the last time we kind of really talked was like in person, was maybe like back in high school or like in passing.
Right.
So.
So I guess just to summarize a little bit of what I've been up to. You know, I went to, or I don't know if you knew, but
Cal Poly, right?
Yes, I finished at Cal Poly, but I actually went to Cabrillo. I went to Cabrillo for a year, was trying to do architecture, and then I went to Cluster College, the JC down in San Luis Obispo, trying to do some architecture prereqs. Decided to do kinesiology, and then finished kinesiology at Cal Poly. And then I think around that time I decided to go into or try to do physical therapy. So after I graduated, came back home, worked at a couple physical therapy clinics, being Precision and Ronning.
That's a good one. I heard of Precision.
Yes.
Also, like
really
the
good
job I just started working in medical sales. Like I'm coming from a business background, and you'd be like, it's kind of obvious, but there's a lot of medical knowledge involved. So like, understanding anatomy, like down to like sagittal, axial, coronal planes, knowing different balances, knee valguses. Like it's actually really important in regards to like my job, and it's like crash course medical school. So that, and actually a lot of the people that work my job, they come from kinesiology and anatomy background. So yeah.
No, it's been really cool seeing a lot of the things that you post, and I'm like, wow, he's really learning all of this. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like fucking crazy, and I'm like making decisions on like actual like what screws going into people's bodies and like all that type of stuff. So it's kind of crazy, but yeah. So you worked at Precision Therapy, and then what about after that?
Well, doing Precision, I don't know, there's another place called Ronning, which is in Aptos, and I was working as a personal trainer too. But basically for the past year, I just finished my first year of physical therapy school.
PT school? Nice.
Yep, over at Azusa Pacific.
Where's that at? That's so super cool.
Down in LA.
LA, okay. What part of LA?
I guess I would say North LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did that go with the corona? Especially as a PT, because you have to be there in person, obviously.
Right. So a lot of the lab skills we're able to do in person, but the lectures are all on Zoom, so that's kind of like we're still getting fed information the same, but we're not sitting in a classroom, so it's a lot harder to just pay attention, you know.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. And then from like a longer term standpoint, what are your goals in regards to PT that you or physical therapy want to keep going towards?
So I'm more interested in just standard outpatient orthopedics.
Okay, yeah.
Most people or some other people, they're interested in like inpatient or work in hospitals. I'm not really interested in that.
Do you want to specialize in like shoulders or knees, or just generally when people come out of surgery, just getting them back healthy? Or?
I'm fine any part of the body. If I had to get a specialization, I was thinking SCS, which is sports.
Oh, okay, sports medicine? I mean, like specialization like sports?
Yeah,
okay.
Sports, and then maybe get my CSCS, so I could also work with more athletic population. But other than that, I definitely don't want to do peds. Not a huge fan of working with kids. Don't want to offend anyone out there, but that's just me.
Do whatever you
yeah.
Whatever you do, be it.
But besides that, I'm kind of open to doing any field, especially like the hospital. I think my first clinical rotation might be in a hospital. Okay. At least that's what my coordinator said. So we'll have to see about that, you know.
And then, is there any topics or issues that is like taking place that mean something to you that you think gets enough attention?
So I guess or at least one of the reasons why I'm doing this whole series is because I think there's a problem that people of different views and beliefs, either religious or ideological, they don't talk to other people with different views. So we end up getting to this point, especially in this country, where we have these two highly polarized political parties, and then people don't really accept or are willing to really listen to people anymore. So that's why I'm kind of hoping through this, where at least once a week people can
expand the knowledge and like ideas they're exposed to, type of thing.
Yeah.
And like to me, it's like we live in a democratic society. We talk so we live in a free society.
Yeah.
Think about those freedoms and responsibilities attached to that. And like people are like, especially in America, like this thing's kind of that melting pot. Like, and it doesn't matter where you come from, what you look like. If you come here and work hard, you can do whatever you want, right? At least that's the narrative, right?
Right.
And one of the things about that is like, you can't have a free pluralistic society if you can't respect people with different opinions and perspectives. And like to me, it's actually more interesting to hear someone that has a different position, because maybe you learn something new, maybe it expands your knowledge, you know, type of thing.
Yeah.
So I think that, like you said, that's the problem, is that people kind of get like wired into their side, and not, to me, it's like they don't have the humility to open up their mind to new ideas that can like alter their worldview for potentially benefit, or at least like respect someone else's position, you know? Like on just like a basic level, it's like, if you don't respect someone else's position, what basis do they have to respect yours, type of thing, right?
Right.
So, yeah.
No. Yeah, I think politically, I do consider myself more of a moderate.
Same here. I'm an independent. I'll probably always will be.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one, I'd say libertarian, because I'm generally very like socially liberal, fiscally conservative. But like I said, like it just depends on the topic, the issue, and the context. Like Like I'm gonna make my decision based on evidence, not some predetermined narrative or fucking tribal shit.
Yeah.
Well, I guess that's all the questions I have off the top of my head. So.
Dang. No, it's good. It's definitely refreshing to have. I'll say like an open interview, you know.
Always, yeah. Make it real and authentic. None of that fucking CNN shit, right?
Yeah. And you know, that's why I hope for this series. I hope there's no arguing in the background of people being like, "Hey, this
is not within your control, so don't focus on it. If that's on them, yeah."
Yeah. Just hope people can learn a little bit from someone that they don't know, and hopefully from different perspective or idea that they didn't think of in the past. But yeah, that's it for the little behind the scenes extra content that we have for this video.
We got an OnlyFans coming out shortly.
And we'll see you on the next one. All right, see ya.